Wow.
That's so
Whoa.
my
That was
God.
sick. That was
Hot
sick.
great.
Like, can we just play it again? No, I'm just kidding.
So good.
As the picture of Tim like started to fade in, I was like, did they draw a picture of Tim?
And then it was just him.
Cartoonified a
There's a
picture of
picture of
Tim.
me.
That was
Oh my God.
amazing.
Welcome everyone to session 4 of the Rotting Art. Thank you so much to Kobold Press for the art. We're losing our minds. This trailer, oh bananas! This campaign is so fun, and we are so grateful to be here. We are from Blackwater D&D in this beautiful partnership campaign that we have going for this week, and then another 4 after that. This has just been an honor and a privilege to be able to play here on Kobold Press's channel. No announcements for this week, but we'll do some quick introductions and then we will jump into it because I have been waiting 2 weeks to play this campaign and I'm so excited. Okay, Tim, why don't you start us off?
Hey, I'm Tim Carlson. I'm the DM. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm wearing green because I mostly play the forest in this campaign.
Don't forget Owen. The most important part.
The most important. Next time I'll wear some feathers. Utahime, you take it away.
Oh, okay. Hi guys. I'm Brianna, but many of you guys on social media know me as Utahime. I am a cosplayer and streamer and TTRPG performer, up to lots of shenanigans throughout the week on various channels, playing lots of tabletop. So be sure, if you want to see what I'm up to follow me at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, and Brianna DeCosta on Twitter. And I use she, her pronouns for both Arathia and for myself.
And what's your race and class?
Oh, yes, I am Alseid, Circle of the Owls Druid, if you couldn't guess by our beloved Owen.
Nice. Adam?
Hello, my name is Adam, and both myself and my character Vlad Veyrun use he, him pronouns. I'll talk about me first and then the bear. I am a cast member over at Blackwater D&D, where we play every Saturday, and it's good fun. I'm also a variety streamer at AD Lucasa, where I play various games on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, and I play a bear folk sorcerer, boreal soul. Very spicy. One of the brothers bear.
Cody.
Hi, my name is Cody. I'm a producer over at Blackwater D&D. I play the better half of the brothers bear, Vlad Nefer, who uses he, him pronouns. I am a bear folk paladin.
The shade.
Ooh, yeah. It's a shade.
And Gordy.
Hi, everybody. My name's Gordy. I'm a comedian up in Alberta, Canada, the place where Wayne Gretzky did a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
A cool
That's
thing-
where Canada's from. Okay.
Oh yeah, Canada's from Wayne Gretzky. What's new with me? I'm also a nature host for a show called Frick I Love Nature, which just got released on CBC Gem last week and was trending last week. So it's going nice. So yeah, check that out. And yeah, if you want to learn more about that, it's at Frick I Love Nature on Instagram and all over the internet. I'm playing a character called Franklin Heavyheart, who is a he, they. He is a gearforged minotaur, and he is a shield fighter.
Nice. And M?
Oh, hi, everyone. My name is Em. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the creative director and cast member over at Blackwater D&D. My wonderful character, Gully, short for Gulliver, uses they, she pronouns, and is a Piney warlock of the Old Wood. And I'm so excited. Tim, take it away.
All right, so welcome. If you're new, here's what you might have missed. Not last week, the week before that, because we were away last week. Our adventurers captured the Damphir Eklet the Meek, but spared his life as he revealed he was the key to them gaining access to the Undergrove. After several attempts to escape and an ambush from a Stormboar, the party found themselves in an area of the Margreve blackened by blight and blooming with red flowers. It was here they found the split tree, which would act as the doorway below. After Eklet had drained a bit of blood from each of them, pouring it into a wooden bowl held by the tree dispatched Eklet in a most violent manner. We pick up as the party begins their descent into the Undergrove. So you watch as the kind of tree branches pull away and the whole trunk kind of splits, and you can see this kind of darkened tunnel heading down. What would you like to do?
Did y'all want me to go down first? I can go take a peek.
Alone?
Well, like with y'all 15 feet behind me. I can
Well,
check for.
Owen can go with you. Owen, be sure to look over Gully.
Okay. He kind of hops down.
But
do you
before
wanna-
you go, my friend, just to ensure that there's no enemies who can at least see you or detect you, I have something special for you.
Oh, really?
No, Owen, you're fine. They're not gonna notice you. I
So
know
not
that
for
you're
me.
good at what you do.
Oh,
Not for you.
no, I understand.
This present is for Gully, but
I'm-
I have something. I'll have special treat, a little
so
mouse
what?
for you later.
Like,
So
kicks the dirt of it.
Come closer.
I go over to Ray.
Okay, it's my first time doing this, but I think that I have the right combination. She goes and she reaches into a pouch that's at her hip, and it's a mixture of soil and it looks like different special herbs that she kind of mushes together in her hands, and she takes a bit of it. And it almost looks like it's now become a different color as she uses her thumb to run across it, and you'll see where it's then a bright red that she puts over Gully's forehead, and that's her casting non-detection. So it's a mark that is seen on Gully's forehead, but then all of a sudden it fades away as if it's not even there anymore.
Ooh, thank you, Ray. That's helpful. I'm gonna go take a couple steps down, and then once I know it's clear, I'll cast some light, and then we can get all y'all down there. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Be careful. Be careful.
Oh, I'll be fine. This is a tree. I am at most at home with trees. So here we go.
You saw what that tree did to Ecklet like 13 seconds ago, right? Like, do all trees do that in this forest?
Only the ones that you're not nice to, and then Gully takes it off just down the.
Owen kind of leaps behind you.
I'm gonna step pretty stealthily, and I'm gonna be kind of checking for not necessarily traps, but just wanting to yes, for traps in essence, but like what is going on as I take some descent down here into the forest.
All right, I'll have you make a stealth check first, and then an investigation check.
Okay, as I off the top of this, I'm going to cast Pour of its Mantle on myself to basically the bark of my skin would darken and start taking on aspects of the wood, the tree around, and so it basically it makes me akin to the terrain, so it's much harder for
so down. Nice. Down here, it's kind of very thick roots, and you can see that kind of black and blight all along these roots. That also kind of, you see there is, in places, kind of streaks of almost like a faint reddish glow that kind of it does give this tunnel and below sort of a slight illumination. It's dim light.
And just a point of note, the non-detection does last for 8 hours, so that will be...
So plus 6 to that is going to be a 23, plus 2 is 25 for my stealth.
Okay. So you very quietly kind of creep down. I'll have you make your investigation check now as you're going as well.
I imagine that, like, because Gully is also of the trees, she moves her body in the way that matches the creaking and the sounds that the trees make as a way to blend in.
Yeah, absolutely. These roots, they do shift ever so slightly as you move. Not necessarily in direct reaction to you. There's just sort of a natural sort of settling and shifting under here.
Okay, so my investigation there goes my flower, with a natural 18 plus 6 is a 24.
Nice. So as you kind of pick your way down, you can see as you get closer down, it goes for probably about 120 feet before it opens up into a larger kind of like a cavernous sort of space. But you start to notice there isn't any traps. But you do notice as you're kind of getting glimpses beyond these kind of major roots around you into the kind of thicket behind it. This area is almost like topsoil. You see a lot of bones and bits of animal debris and things like that kind of twisted within the roots, almost as if they're being kind of absorbed by part of these roots. And as you get down into the cavernous space below, you can see there are a web of thicker vines in the center that kind of are moving a bit more than the other vines around it.
Okay,
And
so
you
it's
can-
almost like these roots and this root systems are reclaiming the bones and pulling them deeper in.
Yeah, and as you see this kind of mass in the center, you can see there is also what looks like maybe bits of armor and some leftover flesh from like skeletons and things like that.
Okay. I would probably go I would probably just like trek my way down, kind of take a peek just before the opening of the cavern,
Okay.
and then I would scamper my way back up to everyone. And it looks like we've lost Gordy here, but hopefully he will be back in just a sec.
It looked like he was having some internet issues.
Yes, he will be back in shortly. There's like no traps or anything, but this part of the forest, if it was any doubt that this forest has some intent behind it, the forest is reclaiming the bones that are down here. There's lots of armor and things, so just you people with blood and bones and things, just be extra careful.
The bird,
They're
this
all-
tree is eating things.
Should we not touch
soil
anything?
the soil and the ground are eating things. If there were things that have died down here, they are being pulled down and in. So just be careful.
Well,
I'll lead the
it
way.
told me that it hungered, so it makes sense.
Right.
Hmm.
Tim, how big is the entrance down into this area?
It's about, the opening is probably about 8 feet high and 6 feet wide.
So single file, basically.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to get kind of 2 at a time.
Can I like touch the walls?
Yeah.
As we're walking down, do I feel anything like it's moving?
You
Like
can
for
feel it.
yourself, or-
It does react to your touch a bit. You can feel it like it is almost sticky in a way as you kind of pull your hand off. You watch as the like blight kind of moves in reaction to you touching it, and it does seem to move closer, and you can see any of those kind of faint bits of glowing red do kind of pulsate almost as you touch it.
Brother, maybe we don't touch the devil tree.
Well, yes, I suppose you're right. If we do get into something down here, maybe try to avoid missing. I wouldn't want to accidentally shoot the tree and have it be mad at us.
Yeah, noted.
Yeah, you can see the roots are very intertwined. It is pretty thick. It almost feels like a solid wall. If not, you could even though you can kind of see cracks within. So you head down.
Yep.
Okay.
I would stay about 15 feet in front of everyone else. I have 75 feet of dark vision, also. So I'm happy to stay ahead since I know the trek down, and then I will stop just before we get to the cavern opening.
All right. So yeah, you all make your way down. I'll have you all make stealth checks for me, please.
Four of its
Stealth
mantle lasts for an hour, so I'm
Nice.
good to go there.
Dirty
Oh
20.
no! Oh no!
I am not finning on this.
I got a 7.
I also got a 7.
Yay! Non-stealthy
Yay.
crew.
Solidarity.
23.
20.
20. Franklin, if you could make a stealth check for me, please.
I just got back.
Welcome back, baby.
That's 18.
Perfect. Okay. So you begin to make your way down, and Ray, you have a little bit of trouble. Your horns get caught a few times on some of the branches as you're kind of ducking and trying to maneuver these branches with your hooves is not the easiest thing to do.
I would like to state I was also distracted trying to look for a mouse in order to make it up to Owen, who's currently pouting on
He's
one of my horns.
absolutely pouting.
I
He's
feel
climbing
like-
down onto your back. It's
I
just
feel like as Ray's like antlers are scratching the roof, Veyron turns to be like, shh, and then just slams his head into a root. He's like, ah, ah, ah.
And then Ray goes close.
echoes down.
Oh,
yeah,
that's on me. I'm sorry.
And you get down to the kind of edge of that cavern.
I'm gonna take a couple steps forward, investigating as I go, and then kind of take a look into the cavernous space.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 for a 26.
Nice.
Do you go into the cavern, or are you just kind of staying around the entrance there?
Gully is a curious thing. I go in.
So you begin to kind of move into the cavern space, and the kind of center mass of vines is probably about 25 feet-ish. Yeah, about 25 feet from kind of where you came down in. And there looks to be two other paths on the other side, but they are smaller, and you can see the vines have kind of crisscrossed across, but it looks like there may be ways past on the far side. But as you kind of tiptoe through, you see in that central mass, you see it looks like a plant, like it just looks like a normal sort of viney plant. But you notice and you feel, as you get closer to it, you feel the blight on your face almost start to pull away, as if reaching for it, as it kind of spreads down your face a little ways. And you look and you can see on the plant similar blight almost reaching out towards it, as the vines ever so subtly shift a bit towards you.
Can I like sniff like in the air, like checking to see like how fresh these bodies are?
Yeah, you can make let's say a medicine check.
Also, thank you so much, Q Times, for the raid. Thank you so much for coming in. Welcome in, folks.
Thank you.
Oh, I definitely just stick my nose in the dirt. That's a 1.
Yeah, it is warmer down here than it is up there, and you're kind of on edge already, and there is the air is kind of heavy with that decay smell, as like all of this plant matter and organic matter and is all sort of breaking down. It's really hard to kind of pick out any specific smell. It's pretty cloying and overpowering.
What do your keen senses sense, brother?
Flowers.
Okay.
Tim, Mama, I'm feeling the blight move its way down my face and seeing the blight step towards it. I'm going to walk closer to it.
Okay. How close do you get?
Well, here's the thing. I got this blight when I first got my magic. So while it is both a gift and a curse from my patron.
Mm.
So I think I would. How far away am I from it right now? Like about 25 feet?
Yeah, about 20, because you're kind of on the edge, right?
I'm going to probably go within 15 feet of it.
Okay. I'll have you make another stealth check, please.
That's going to be +6, +2, 22.
Okay. Yeah, you sneak a little closer to it. Doesn't appear to move
Is it still reaching towards me?
Yeah, you can see the patch of blight on it is still kind of reaching out a bit.
I'm gonna grab my necklace, my talisman. And I'm gonna roll for it to see whether Gully would touch it or not.
Okay.
I'm just so curious.
Touch
And
that plant.
It's
just a
gonna
little
be
plant.
fine.
It's for sure going to be fine.
At no point has Tim's tone had that little chuckle underneath it.
Mhm.
It's been
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
nothing
Y'all, I
bad
touched the
is
plant.
nearly gonna happen.
You touch the plant?
Touch the plant.
Okay.
Whoa.
You reach out and do you touch the blight on the plant? Or did
I
the.
do.
Okay, so you watch as you reach out and touch the blight on the plant. And you all watch the whole thing kind of shift and move, and the vines start to kind of coalesce. And you watch as almost like a four-legged creature kind of comes up in front of Gully, and you can see where its mouth, kind of in this mass where you assume a mouth and a head would be, you can see it is just like a mass of tentacled vines kind of reaching out, and you see that blight now spread across them, reaching out towards you. I'm gonna have everyone roll initiative.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sorry,
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
That
No.
makes a
No, but it's
lot
totally
of
something Gully would
sense.
do.
We were gonna fight the plan anyway.
Yeah, it was happening
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Bad
someone
plan.
was gonna
Bad.
beef it, and the plant was gonna wake up.
If it wasn't gonna be Gully, Ray was gonna.
We went
touch
into it knowingly,
Yeah.
you know. We
Fine,
went
fine,
into
fine.
it knowingly.
Mm-hmm.
Tree bad.
All right.
bad.
25 to 20.
That's gonna be a nope, not 25 to 20. Sorry,
20 to 15.
18.
19.
Stressful music.
Very stressful. I don't like it.
Smooshy.
I don't like it.
Sirenscape. Sirenscape. Epic games require epic sound.
12.
12 for Franklin. And Veyroon, what was yours?
Also a 12.
Okay. Who has a higher dex? Your dex modifier.
Mine is a
Franklin.
+3.
+3 is probably Veyroon.
Yeah, mine is a +1.
So Veyroon and then Franklin. All right. Ray, you see this happen first as like you watch Gully kind of reach out and all of this thing kind of happens. You immediately are like, this is dangerous. And you are up first in initiative.
I think immediately when she saw that Gully touched it and it responded almost just in tandem with the movement of this creature. You see where that spectral arrow and bow that she uses so often takes shape in that green, bright green energy, and she reaches back with her arrow and she lets it go to try to stop this thing from moving any closer to her friend. So she's doing hamstring.
Nice.
Let me roll to see if that actually hits, because there's also 2 force damage that comes along with that.
Nice.
Okay. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's see. And it cannot take any actions until its next turn, and that is 4 points of damage.
Nice. So can it act on its turn, or is it it just can't take reactions?
It can't take reactions until the end of its next turn.
All right. Gully, you are up.
And it is knocked back because of the force damage.
How far back is it knocked?
Let me see. Or maybe not. No, I'm so
Just takes
sorry.
the force
I'm
damage.
so sorry. Yes.
No, it's all good. So yeah, you watch as it like the whole thing kind of shudders and moves, and you watch as the vines kind of pull apart and then recoalesce together. Gully, you're up.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I mean, if this is a tentacle thing, 2 can play at that game.
Oh no.
Oh, the melt
Oh,
spell. No.
Just my favorite.
Just a little mouse smell.
Little mouth spell.
Big deal. No big deal.
Yeah. Okay. No, but this one doesn't let me hit things. I just grapple it. Boo. Hits.
M's next character name Eldritch.
Yes, right? Yeah, I am going to seeing this thing come towards me, or as I technically reach out to it, I am going to use. You see Gully kind of like in a reaction put her two hands up, and then from her gloves, this mote of light just flashes right outward as I cast Starburst
Nice.
at it. So that is it explodes and it appears in a 5-foot cube within range. It needs to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Ooh,
How charismatic is this plant?
not very. That's an 11.
Okay, that is a failure. It is going to take 2d8 radiant damage as it gets, and I don't think it's blinded. No, it's a 2d8. Yeah, just 2d8 radiant damage.
Nice. Roll it up.
Okay, that is going to be 11 points of radiant damage, and I'm gonna have it like engulfs the entire cube, but it like fires up and back because Gully is so small, just
Nice.
firing up
And you
out.
get it like with that bright light, you get a good view of this chamber, and you can see there are way more bodies than you realized all throughout the root systems that you can now see illuminated by that starburst. And within this creature itself, you can see like dozens and dozens of body parts and things like that, all kind of sticking out, as well as weapons that have been jammed into it and broken.
How big is it, Tim?
It is large, so it's probably about 12 to 14 feet, kind of like tall.
High protein diet.
So big against tiny Gully.
Yeah. It is now the Vine's turn. The Vines of Nemthir is what they're called. And you watch as it turns its kind of like, as it kind of rears back, turns its head, and you watch all of the tentacled vines out of its mouth kind of turn and spray towards the door. And I need everybody in that archway, so everybody except for Gully, to make a Constitution saving throw as this like hail of thorns comes towards you.
Oh
Ruh-roh,
yeah, I'm good at
Raggy.
these. Uh-oh. I saw that, Cody.
Dice hate me tonight. Got a 6.
6?
Oh yeah.
12.
12, okay.
25.
25 is a success. Franklin, 10 you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a failure as well. So everyone except for Rune, they'll take half. You take 35 points of poison damage.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owen managed to kind of hang on to the like side of you and avoid the thorns. Your body kind of blocked it for him. But Veyroon, you take half of that.
Cool. 17.
All right. That is its turn. It's not going to move. It's going to stay there. And it is now Veyroon's turn.
Baron goes. It's like a little baby vomit, and then charges forward towards the creature, his hand running up his spear, the ring in the spearhead glowing, and frost crackling around as I cast Hoarfrost, and then I stab it as hard as I can with my spear.
Nice.
Go spear.
Do you separate out the cold damage for me, please?
Well, I don't know if I'll have to, Tim.
Okay.
Because I've rolled a natural 4, which ends up being a 12.
That is not enough.
Didn't think so.
So yeah, as you try to kind of find purchase against these vines, your spear just kind of slips off, or your daggers kind of slip off, and
No, it's a spear. It's a spear.
the spear, yeah, doesn't find purchase.
No.
Oh, all right. It is Franklin's turn.
Okay.
Or no,
Yeah.
sorry, Nafir, what was your initiative? I missed you.
7. I'm like way at the
7.
bottom.
Okay.
I've
dare.
rolled nothing above a 10
Good.
tonight.
Oof.
You need new dice,
alright.
my friend.
Franklin,
It's
you're
the
up.
online one.
Okay. Cool. So things I forgot about before. I have resistance to poison.
Ah, yes. So
I
you can
am
have that
early.
damage that you took earlier. So instead of 35, it would be 17.
Nice. And I believe my shield also gives me a protection from that.
Nice. So you can have that again down to 8.
Score. I would have been dead if. All right. Well, how far am I from this lady?
You're about 25 feet from it.
Okay. Can I just like run up there and then just get my shield up? Is the light from Gully still shooting out, or that's gone?
It's kind of dissipating, but there is a light in here. Like there is kind of like a dim reddish light throughout this cavern space.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up and then just hunk my shield in front of Gully just so it doesn't crush them.
All right. It is Nafir's turn.
Well, I am first of all switching to real dice.
I just sent Cody a message. I was like, it's almost impossible to program a D20, like to be a D20. So they use a number array and they choose like a number from that, and it's why they can be skewed to bad.
Real dice. I should have never strayed. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm going to slowly walking up to it. I'm going to bang my hammer on my shield very loudly. Saying, it's me you want, and I'm going to compel duel.
And that is a, what kind of save?
It's a wisdom save of 14.
Wisdom, you say?
How wise is this plan?
How wise is this plant?
Not that wise.
Hey.
That's a 9.
Yes. Okay. So it basically wants to attack me. It has disadvantage on attacking other people.
Okay.
If it succeeds on a saving throw, doesn't... Spell ends if you attack any other creature.
Nice.
Okay, so it doesn't seem to end on like till it dies, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my lay on hands pool to heal myself up because that almost one-shot me, and then that's going to be my turn.
All right. So you watch as the tentacles kind of shoot out in this kind of like burst of like sound and fury towards you, Nafir. All right, it is back to the top of the order. Ray, you're up.
Ray's eyes flicker with that green energy that the team has seen before. And in that moment, there's like almost counter green vines, but these green vines, unlike the creature itself, they look healthy, but they're basically trying to latch on to the creature. I believe that is a contested.
Nice.
It has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity save. Oh, geez, that is so bad. That is only a 10.
Yeah, it does not. So its speed is halved until the end of its next turn.
Nice.
And for the action, she is going to go forward with her spear and try to attack this thing.
Do it. Yeah, you watch
with two hands.
Green vines kind of rise up to meet this creature's like long legs and kind of pull it down.
Does a 17 hit?
That does hit, yeah.
Okay, alrighty. And that's going to be 7 points of damage.
Nice.
And she's going to use her the rest of her movement to move further away. And she does have an ability on Silent Wings where she can hide in plain sight. So she's going to basically blend in. You'll see where it's basically like you see Ray and then you don't.
Nice. Okay, cool. It is now Gully's turn.
Okay, so this thing, is it, Tim, I might have missed this. Is it like part of the vines that are coming down from the tree, or is it its own separate entity?
It's its own separate entity. It seems to have been like, this is where it lives amongst these other vines, but it is separate from these tree roots.
Fun. That's super fun. Okay. Sweet. So it is currently grappled?
Yes, kind of, because it can use half of its movement, right?
Half its movement. Sweet. Okay, I am going to then, let's keep my spell slots. I am going to use another Starburst on it as well.
Nice.
And that is going to be a charisma saving throw, please.
Charisma save. It's a natural 1.
Amazing. So that's going to take
for a -2.
That is going to take...
You switch to the online dice roller and we'll see.
That's going to take 14 points of radiant damage once more. Is it still in melee with me?
Yes, because you came right up to it.
I
So
did.
yes, it is, but it is very fixated on Nefir at the moment.
Okay, and Nefir is behind me.
I think he's next to you.
He's next to me. Okay, great. Yeah, then I am going to stay right in its melee range.
Okay, and Franklin is in front of you. He's kind of interposed between the two of you. All right, it is.
That's my turn. Yeah.
Sweet. It is the Vine's turn. It is going to make its attack against you, Nefir. The first one, that's not going to hit. That's only an 11. As it
No dice.
lashes out, you watch it's like kind of like one of the vines from its back kind of peels off and comes towards you. And then the second one comes down, and that's a 25 to hit.
I'll allow it.
It's going that is that's not very good. That is 8 points of slashing damage. As you feel it kind of wrap around you, this kind of thorny vine, you are now grappled.
Okay.
And it has moved towards you because you moved in. How close did you get away from it?
Enough to melee it probably.
Okay, so you got in melee range. It has a 15-foot range with these vines, so we'll say it's about 10 feet away from you when it did that. So yeah, you were grappled, and then it is going to make do an EV check. No,
It's eating me.
I was only able to do one of the thorny lashes, so you are not grappled. That was a slam attack. You take the
Okay.
same amount of
Obviously.
damage, but it's bludgeoning damage. It'll try to make another slam attack against you. That might hit. 16.
Does not.
No, so it again doesn't hit with the second slam. So only one of the slams kind of hit you, but it does not get you with the thorny lash. And it is like again, just like kind of like it's sort of leaned in closer, and you can see its like tentacled mouth with all this blight kind of dripping off of it. It is now Veyrune's turn.
That was such a perfectly wonderful sentence that you just said, Tim. Tentacled mouth with all of this blight dripping from it. Mwah, I couldn't have said it better.
All
The
for you,
fear
babe.
is reconsidering not becoming a vegetarian.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at it as it's like heading towards my brother, and I'm going to put my arms down and bring them back up and cross my body as in a similar motion the air around this creature freezes in like an X through and around it, and I'm casting Entomb in Ice.
Also,
Yeah.
you are close to a ley line.
Oh,
You are not directly on a ley line, but you are close to a ley line.
I know what that does.
Yeah. Look at that. I meant to tell you that before. But now that you're doing the spell,
Oh, no, that's great because
you had sensed it earlier, and now that you are closer to it, it's like you feel this kind of surge of
I need to
magical
remember-
energy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, can we with that information? Can I take my turn after Franklin? So seeing as we have the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check what the ley
Yeah,
lines
you
do.
as you kind of like feel it start to like you feel your magic kind of like
oh,
pulsating.
oh no!
Franklin will take your turn.
Oh, who's powering up over there?
My hair's gone yellow.
Oh no.
Oh, why? What's going on? I wanna. How much light is it? Like, is there enough light for me to use my shield to like
Yeah,
hit it with some taste?
absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I want to like lift up my shield and then like shine some light at it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the
Yeah,
first
there
time
is
doing
like
this.
light kind of dappled through because the top part of the cavern is not like a hard. It's almost as if it is kind of thick root, but you can see kind of moonlight sort of dappled through.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna take my light. I'm gonna take my shield. I'm gonna bounce some light on back onto it, and it's this is wild stuff. So it is 2, so it's white, and the target is gonna take 4d6 cold damage.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it up.
2 plus 2 is 4. 10. 9.
9. Nice. Right, so yeah, you watch as the ice kind of like freezes up the roots as it kind of shakes it off, and kind of like like stomps its foot. All right.
I done made it mad.
Veyroon, how you doing?
Am I within 30 feet of this ley line?
Yes. We'll say
Okay.
yes.
Then I can tap into this ley line, but I need to make a successful ability check using my skill, but basically rolling just a charisma check.
Okay.
And it's 10 plus the level of the spell being cast. I'm casting a 2nd level spell.
Nice.
So I just need to get a 12. Cool. I rolled an 18, so 23 in total.
Nice.
So I've successfully tapped into this ley line. And it is.
Ooh, buddy, this is exciting. Oh, I'm so
Is it a
excited.
weak, strong, or titanic ley line? I'm assuming it's not a titanic ley
It's
line.
not a Titanic ley line, but it is a strong ley line.
Ooh, okay.
Hmm.
So, is it? And I'm assuming it's an unpredictable ley line, so it's just going to be one of these D10s.
Yeah.
So my spell goes off as the ice kind of wraps around it. So that's going to need to happen anyway. So it's going to need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is a 15.
That is a failure, I
Okay.
think. Oh no, that is the exact save you needed.
Okay.
But I'm gonna roll a d10. We'll see what it does. It was a 5. Your spell ignores damage resistance. It doesn't do damage anyway, so the ice kind of.
Almost, but you can feel that kind of power pulsing.
Yeah, it's like that. Cool. Dope.
All right. It is Nafir's turn.
Yes, I'm going to. You said I'm in, even though it's sort of like the body is 10 feet away. I'm still in melee. I can hit like.
Yeah,
the
you can.
tendrils.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to hit the tendrils twice.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to try, and then I will. Wow, a natural 1. I don't know why I used the online one. I'm just going to use my dice.
You learned nothing.
I learned nothing. It's a 15 on my real dice.
Yes.
It's a 15 hit.
15
Great.
just hits.
Love that. And I'm going to put smite into it,
Nice.
which I think is 2d8 base level, right?
Yes. Yeah, or is it 3d8? No, I think it's 2d8.
3 and 3, so 6. 13. 10 of that is hammer. 6 is the radiant. No,
Nice.
3 is the radiant. 6 is the radiant? 16. Yeah, sorry. I rolled 3 and 3 on the d8s.
Love it.
Math.
Great. All right. Okay. Nice. Okay, it is now Ray's turn.
Let me unmute myself first. Okay, so then Ray's going to kind of focus her energy. You'll see where her eyes shift from that green, that bright green, to now a just jet black. And she extends her hands, and they seem to split open, releasing this black energy that takes that form of that jagged, like almost like a decrepit tree branch that almost looks like it has a set of claws attached.
Yeah.
And it basically swipes at this creature, and I'm gonna need a charisma save.
Amazing. That was bad. That's 12.
Yeah, no. That does not save. So the next time that I deal damage to this creature, it will fall prone, and it will experience any type of agony it can.
Nice.
Depending on, I don't know if this tentacle creature does, but I'm pretty sure it probably
agony.
does. I'm pretty sure it can.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. It is Gully's turn.
Okay, we're going to do our best to speak up a little bit so that y'all can hear us. Thank you so much for letting us know. I am going to, how is this creature looking? Can we tell like where it's at?
You can see some of the vines have kind of peeled away. It is, it's still holding its form, but you can see there is, deep cuts in some of the larger vines.
Okay, well, let's have some fun then. Seeing how the starbursts have affected it, I am going to, you watch as Gully kind of pulls their hands like in front of them, and this golden energy kind of radiates down from their hair, and I'm going to cast Phase Bolt. It is a 100-foot line straight in front of me, and it is going to. It is a deck save, please.
Nice. Okay.
Thanks for the raid, Total Party Kiss.
Oh,
I
nice.
love a Total Party Kiss.
Total podcast. That's a 14.
Oh, that is a failure. It is going to take
Poorly.
5d8 force damage.
Nice.
And there's no other objects here, and that gets. And I use what spell slots makes me with the 3rd level spot. Fantastic. Okay, let me roll that up.
3, 4.
That's going to be 8, and that's going to be 14, 20, and 26 points of force damage.
Nice.
Damn.
Now it is. You can see some of the vines like kind of like peeling off and getting cut and kind of flopping onto the ground as it like its form is struggling more to kind of keep its form together.
And so Nafir is there as well, and Franklin is up with me as well, his shield in front of me. Okay. Still staying in melee with it. Gully's gonna look up to Franklin and go, Franklin, I can hold my own. I'm okay. And I'm gonna move around on the other side to give Nafir flanking.
Flanking. Nice. Nice. Okay, it is the Vine's turn. It is going to. It's still compelled with Nafir, so it's going to attack him. It's going to do 2 slams and then the Thorny Lash. So we'll start with the slams this time. That's only a 12. I'm going to stop using that dice.
Dice jail.
Yep. 15 for the second one.
Yep.
Does that hit? Nope. And then the Thorny Lash is a 22. That's better.
Fine.
All right.
guess.
That's 12 points of slashing damage, and you are grappled. So you watch again as that thorny whoosh kind of wraps around your midsection and kind of pulls. And as the blood kind of sprays out, you can see as it hits the vines, the large kind of roots on the ground, you watch as it just gets soaked up and pulled into the tree roots.
Yeah.
And it is that's its turn. Let's see if it recharges. Okay. And then now it is Veyron's turn.
Okay, let's do stuff. Cool. I am going to jump forward with my spear. Again, ice crackling down the edge of the spear as I drive it into the beast.
Nice.
I'm going to use sorcery points
Mm-hmm.
to make it a lingering spell. So essentially, double check that this is what this does. No, wait, if it fails a saving throw, but this isn't a saving throw. Never mind. I'm just going to hit it with some damage, but I am going to try to tap into that ley line when I cast a spell. So I'm going to roll higher than an 11. I'm fine. That was a 21.
Nice.
So I'm going to see if I hit. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I rolled a 15. Does that hit?
15 is just the armor class.
Oh, all right. Let's roll a d10 and see what happens. It's a 2. Okay, treat your spell as if it was cast with a spell slot 1 higher. So I'm just going to add a die to the, just like 1
the
extra
damage.
die, essentially.
Nice.
Sick. So yeah, the ice kind of coalesces a little stronger and like explodes as it lands.
Nice.
Oh, ley lines are so fun. That's so great.
Ley lines are dope. All right, and I need to separate the cold out, right?
No, actually, that was a mistake earlier.
Oh, okay.
You're all good.
You do it all.
Misread it.
This is going to be plus 8.
I actually said ice insta kills it. Weird.
It's weird.
15 plus the extra d4. Ooh, 19 plus 27 points of damage as the spear
Nice.
lands and ice kind of.
Yeah. As you kind of jam your spear into, you watch as the ice kind of like explodes up some of the vines as they just get all of the moisture inside freezes and then expands quickly and burst. This thing is looking very rough. Franklin, you are up.
It's like, I don't know. I can only use that light thing once.
Yeah, like once a day.
Didn't do really hot.
You can attack it with your shield. You can shove
Okay.
it, or you can do a shield attack, a shield bash.
Okay.
basically.
I mean, I'm gonna Captain America this charging star this
Nice.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, just gonna like run into it and just bash it with my shield, just with all as much force as I can.
Sweet. So yeah, roll an attack, add your strength plus proficiency, and we'll see it does a d6 of bludgeoning, I think.
Let's do it.
Plus your strength, if it hits.
Okay. Okay, so natural 20.
Ooh,
So,
Let's go.
yeah. Okay.
Nice. All right. So when you go to roll the damage dice, which will be instead of 1d6, it'll be 2d6 plus
All right.
5.
That's
Or not. I don't know what your strength is. It's probably
plus 6.
plus 6.
Oh, the devil's number. So yeah, I got double sixes. So
Nice.
8.
Nice.
So 18 points of damage.
Holy bananas.
Big money.
How do you want to finish off these
Yeah.
vines?
Let's go.
Well,
Get it.
I'm just gonna like take my shield, see it's all like done, and I'm just gonna take it and be like, "Oh, it's been a long time since I've done this," and then just kind of like bash it into its face, and then just like
Oh no.
Oh, that's
slide
so
it open and
heartbreaking.
just like rip it open like a prize bag.
As you watch as the vines just kind of shred apart and the whole thing kind of flops to the ground, and you watch as the like bits of animal debris and like biomatter just kind of spill out everywhere.
I'm covered in blood, I'm guessing.
Kind of. It is like a thick kind of brownish sludge at this point. It's not fresh blood. It seems to feed on kind of decaying matter. So the blood is kind of sticky and brownish and coagulated.
Amazing.
Thank God I can't smell.
Does it smell so bad, Tim?
Oh,
Yeah, it very much smells like decay. It's pretty overpowering.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this creature? It's not considered a construct, and it's not undead.
No, it is a plant.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to verify.
Yeah.
You're gonna see Ray is pretty injured. Like you see where she's actually kind of limping towards this creature. Her eyes are still that really dark black, and there's kind of this shift in her face as she's like approaching. And it's almost very much like kind of it looks like she's really enraged, but she's just not saying anything. She goes forward, and she actually. With her both hands, she kind of almost grips at this creature that's on the ground. And as she does, you said it's like an ichor that's coming from this thing. You see where the ichor starts to move and it starts to flow up her arms, and it's almost like as if it's becoming one with her body and like kind of going into her skin. And into her pores, and she's doing a certain spell that's kind of dark. But I want to know what's the CR of this creature?
It is a CR 8.
Okay, so she actually regains 1d4 for that, however the amount is for the CR. So
Nice.
HD4?
Yeah.
no,
wow.
1d4 for the
Oh.
CR.
Oh.
I'm just trying to figure out the math here. So it's like I basically, because I'm doing this blood offering where I had to have basically Ray, because she did do some type of damage to the creature, she's able to absorb its life force
Amazing.
to heal her.
I love that so
Yeah.
deeply.
So that means, okay, because I'm horrible right now. My brain is fried.
God.
1d4 for the 8. How many times do I roll this thing to gain?
So would it be
What's
8d4? Like, is it per level you get a d4?
Is it your spell? I might wait. Let me have a look at this spell.
Yeah, so I think it would be 8d4 then, right?
Yeah,
It
my
sounds like it might
per
be
CR.
8d4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, am I reading this right? Because this
spell
is
is
my
this?
first time using this.
Oh, blood
It's
offering,
called
there
blood
we go.
offering. It's
You gain 1d4 hit points per CR of the target creature. Yeah, so you get
Yeah.
8d4 hit
8d4.
points
Okay,
back.
Wow.
I thought that I was going
That's
crazy
sick.
because it
No,
sounded
that's
really,
awesome.
really insane.
That's
But
great.
because
That's
I
an
had 3
amazing
hit
spell.
points, now I
Yeah.
regain
Yeah,
19.
heck yeah.
So thank goodness, because
Also,
she was rough.
the creature can't be restored to life. It can only be restored to life through true resurrection or wish.
Whoa, that's
So you just end a thing's journey.
Yes, and so as you see that, all of a sudden when when it's absorbing and it looks like it's kind of piercing through her skin and its life force is fading away from its body, but you see where she kind of like, it's almost like she's inhaling.
Mm.
She closes her eyes, and when she opens them, she's kind of looking around.
You
Okay,
watch
should we progress forward now?
as Ray does that, as they take that breath, you watch as like the light, that kind of dim reddish light, kind of glows a little brighter and kind of dims with her as she does that.
Should we also sniff the dead thing, or
Ray, what did you just do?
I did what was necessary in a situation like this.
Of course.
I'm
Right.
gonna put my nose near the creature.
But I don't
promise
think it
it's
does the
not
same
something
thing.
that I
Yeah,
enjoy, but when
No.
things are dire,
Oh, of course. I have no problem with anything that you did. I'm just worried that it's gonna hurt you again. I'm sorry, everyone. I shouldn't have touched it, but it was a really strange sensation. It didn't hurt or nothing, but like I walked close to it, and is it bigger?
You can see it has spread down almost onto her neck.
Whoa, nope. No, it looks smaller, even
It-
probably.
Faerun.
It has grown. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
We
we
don't-
don't got a
and-
lot of each other
but-
here. We're all friends.
I just didn't know if we were trying to, protect your feelings, because
Well, if this is the pain of the forest, then this part of the forest is in unintelligible pain.
and Ray's gonna go forward really quickly before as Gully's talking, and it's kind of instinctively she's going to kind of reach out her hand, and as if she's trying to touch the side of your face again. Do you allow her to do so?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So she's and as she gets closer, I'm sorry. It's something with the shadow realm that I learned. It's dark magic, but
Oh, you don't need to do any of that on me. This is
no. But this, what I did, I won't do to you now. But I want to see if maybe I can help. I promise I won't do that. Is it okay?
Ray, I trust you. You know I do. But this was something that is given to me for better or for worse by Aditha. If I fix the forest, I don't want to mess with that. I know that you do this with best intentions, but it has to be let happen. It's all right. I'm not in pain. It is just.
oh,
It's
We-
As long as you're not in pain, then
no.
I will do as you wish, friend.
I'm sorry, I lied. We had a friend, my brother and I. And if you remember, Fingarn, their face got bit off real bad. And someone was like, Fingarn was worried, and he was like, doesn't look bad. And we were like, it looks fine, because we wanted to make sure he didn't panic,
It
He was
didn't-
fine in the end.
It didn't
hideous,
work
hideous.
then either, though.
But it's a bear face is weird when there's not a lot of snout left. But
I appreciate the sentiment.
yeah, I just want to spare
I
your
am a-
feelings. But
I am.
Oh. They kind
and
of look
it's
like Owen.
very big. It is
I'm
very
a grown
big.
Piney. I'm a
Okay,
grown
it's very
Piney.
big and off-putting.
Right.
I think maybe we keep magic away from it. It seems the more
Yeah.
she's introduced to, the more it grows.
It wanted to touch me. It is like the blight moved down and the blight of the tree tried to reach out and touch me. I'm sorry I touched it.
Are you in danger here? Are you?
I'm not afraid if that's what you're asking.
Hmm.
Well, did
I'm
it
not-
try to attack you?
No, it just tried to touch me, and then I touched it,
And
and then
when you touched it, that was your own volition, or?
oh yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
just want to make sure you're not a danger to us.
No,
Cool.
I've saved. I know I would. I can handle my own. I will be more careful. I won't touch. But it wanted to know about it, so I thought it would. I don't know. Give me some insight about it. That was probably a really
It
silly
is
thing.
What
clear
if-
you have a deep connection to
Hmm.
whatever is here. I think it best for now to sever that. Or at least try.
Right. That's the thing, Navir. I can't. I am of the Margreve. I
You
cannot.
Break
Well, I
those
can't-
ties.
What if next time you get the urge to touch part of the tree, we all stand in a circle around that part of the tree. We just kind of beat it up a bit. If no monster comes out, you just feel free to touch it. But like,
All right. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. I won't touch
Cool.
anything. If you see me touch something from now on that we haven't already all agreed to hit, then
who's being
I'll tell
possessed?
you first.
Oh,
Well, there's two paths. One that way and one that way. Which way should we? Do you want me to take a peek at which way we should go?
it's like our father always said: right is right. Everyone starts heading towards the right path.
Okay. Yeah, before he is
did
totally
say that.
gone down the right, can I take a peek at the left-hand side?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make an investigation check.
It's 'cause you were right, Pod.
That's a
Really
dirty
dark
20.
down here.
All right, so on the left-hand side, you can see there is a large stone that has been kind of wrapped up in vines, and you can see that there looks to be a creature that has been partially crushed by this stone. It is fairly desiccated at this point, but you can see kind of chitinous plates and like a kind of an elongated body, and it looks like it was clutching something in its like kind of armored hand, but like I said, that all looks fairly desiccated and dried out, and whatever it was holding was kind of snapped at the like midway. It looks like it was maybe an axe that was kind of snapped in half, so the top is gone, but the handle it's still in its hand.
Do I know what type of creature this is?
You can make a nature check, sure.
Oh boy, howdy can I?
Looking back and seeing everyone hesitating at the turn, I go, I did remember the second part of that saying, which is right is always right, but left isn't necessarily always wrong. I'm going to come back.
It's a
That's going
great
to be
saying.
an 18.
An 18. You have heard about creatures like this. You've never seen one, but you know that there are denizens who live. It is said live in beneath parts of the forest and sometimes make their way to the surface, known as minotaur, and they are millipede-like, very large, with kind of humanoid-ish
Oh,
features up
no.
top.
That's my
arms.
nightmare fuel.
Are they,
And,
are they
but it-
millipede centaurs?
Yeah, it's like a millipede.
You're a
centaur,
monster.
Yeah, but it's from Kobold.
Kobold,
no.
you're a
Shoes.
monster.
Too many shoes.
love
Like my worst
minotaurs.
nightmare come
Mwah.
true.
But it does have an insect-like head. So you
Oh,
can see
God.
just
Okay,
kind
so
of
it's
like
that
Oh,
part. I was like,
it's
maybe
all of the
millipede body,
bad
body
bits.
horse head?
No, it's the bug head, human
Oh.
arms. I mean, they're still
Oh.
bug-like, but
Oh gosh.
Also, thank
and
you for the raid,
Millipede.
Warple Tales.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank
folks.
you.
Love me.
Hello, welcome in.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I've never seen one of these. So Gully just kind of toodles their way back. Well, there's a minotaur over there. It got crushed by a rock.
Oh, it's a whole
So-
bunch of terrible, yeah.
So what? I mean, right seems right
Right. Mhm.
for now.
Like my dad always said,
Like you're
"We're the wise man, our
the
father."
wise-
So you head to the right side, and you can see where there is a passage. You can see a passage beyond. It's a little bit smaller than the one you came down, so it'll be a bit of a squeeze for some of you. But you can see
All of you, except for me.
the vines are smaller and thicker, like kind of entwined. But they look quite. Actually, I'll have you make an investigation check as you're taking a look at it.
As the tunnel
Happy
gets
to.
smaller, Veyron's just gonna go down onto all fours and move forward, just like a bear. He just in bear mode.
Sport mode.
Also, my dice
Built
are
for
rolling
speed.
so well tonight. Thank you to Keisha at Fairy Dragon Dice for these beautiful dice. For that is going to be 25 for my investigation.
25. All right. So yeah, as you kind of take a look, these vines look a little bit different. They don't seem to have the same kind of blight, but you can see they you can see they have. They are quite. It looks like dried out. They look like the blight has not gotten to them, but the vines themselves look almost like a tumbleweed would, kind of dried out.
Gully, seeing the unblighted pieces of the Margreve for probably the first time in like a little while, is just like you just hear, oh, this way, we gotta go this way, and they're gonna like start with folks being okay with that. I'm gonna start moving my way forward.
They are like very close together. It is impeding your path. Like you'll have to figure out how to move them.
Okay. I'm gonna turn into a rat.
Yes.
Like, it's getting God, we can't make it any further. It's getting too tight in here.
The rat cape.
And then I say, just like flump. I'm a rat now.
What does Owen do?
Scamper ahead.
I pick up Franklin and you want to go ahead or do you just want to be in my pocket?
I want to be in your pocket. It's cuter
That's
way.
probably a good idea, but Owen is licking his teeth.
Owen, I will destroy you later if you think about anything in that.
No. You look so tasty. It's fine. It's fine.
Owen, no eating our
no,
friends.
he
We cannot eat
looks
our friends. It's
tasty.
off limits.
I'm
No.
not going to eat him.
I put
She looks
Franklin
tasty.
in, like, I let Franklin sit in my hair, in like the tangle of my braid.
Perhaps I ride on your shoulders, Gally.
Tim, I would like to sleight of hands try and pull a piece of raw meat because I've had no opportunity to cook any of it from my pocket and just be like, oh,
Make a sleight of hand. As Owen is like chattering his teeth. Yeah, that's
God, you're the best.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah,
is
you would basically see like
bonkers.
that shoulder and like half of that body.
So,
dried up
Wow.
and desiccated.
so this is pretty good for me because
And
I
it was-
rolled a natural 15.
Clutching up kind of a broken axe. There was an axe handle there.
Okay.
So a total of 18, which I don't think
18,
beats
okay.
everyone's passive perception.
As see, you watch as like Owen is like and then he kind of
What is that?
nothing, and he hops over. He
We're
kinda
gonna have
hops
to have
over.
a discussion later. I think that there's some type of secret between you and
Like,
Lavaroon.
like shaking his throat.
Oh, as long as it's not me, that's what I'm happy about.
The thing
For
birds
some
do.
reason, Blood Veyron is licking his fingers.
See, I know. I will find out. I'll get to the bottom of this. Just wait.
To be fair, we did just try to get eaten by a salad. So
Yeah.
That is
To be
true.
fair,
That is
that
true.
salad was
Yeah,
full
but-
of dead people. So
That's the thing. Like, Ray,
this was
you don't
seasoned.
like me eating meat because you're made of meat, and that makes sense to me. But you eat plants, and Gully's made of plants. So, circle of life kind of thing. We're just on different levels of the food chain.
It's very different, Faerun.
Is
It's
it?
very different. Oh yes. If you were from the Margrave, you'd understand.
Yes, there's a certain way of things, and we respect the plants. The plants fuel our bodies. It's a respect that we
I
give
respect
to
the
forest.
beasts. That's why I don't waste any.
Sure.
Okay. How
should we
are
keep
we
going
gonna...
forward now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. We should
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
going.
How are we
Oh,
gonna
so
get
is
to
this
in-
difficult terrain?
It is actually like you get to the point where you get about 10 feet down this tunnel, and then you're not able to pass. You'll have to figure out like something about these vines is not letting you go any further. You can see they are all dried up though.
Can I go forward and try to start like kind of prying them or see if they'll give way?
Sure.
I'm fairly strong.
Make a strength check.
Can I give the help action for that?
Yes, you may.
I'll give the help action.
Can I take a closer look at this
I needed it.
vegetation, this area, to see if it's like magical in nature?
Right after we resolve this.
First one
You're
was
bad
a
at
6.
D&D and dice, so you get
Advantage.
advantage.
19.
19. So yeah, you do manage to pull some away. You kind of pull them away, and as you start to move through, you feel the whole thing kind of like push up against you and like start to push into your face. You're going to take a bit of damage.
Okay.
You take 12 points of piercing damage, and you are restrained, grappled and restrained. As you're just like, as you get into it, you then feel them close back on you.
Solid.
And he is now, you watch as he's stuck in these lines. Ray, you can make an investigation check or an arcana check, whatever you
I'm
prefer.
bleeding.
No.
You watch as he's bleeding.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that was a nat 20, so that's a 23.
Nice. So you notice as this is happening, he's bleeding, but the vines are not soaking up his blood. Unlike the other vines and roots down here, these vines are not doing that. And you can see, as you kind of take a closer look around the edges, you can see there are magical runes that have been carved into some of the roots that are creating these. It seems like someone has put these here on purpose.
Are the runes, would Ray understand, like, is it a specific, like any specific language? Or
It looks like something of the forest. It does have it has kind of elements of Sylvan. It's not fully Sylvan, but it seems to have elements that are familiar to you as a resident of the Margreve.
Okay.
I'm gonna just be like, stand back, and I'm going to just scream as loud as I can. Just like a big roar is gonna come out as I cast a thunder wave. I'm gonna push all of this stuff off of me. I do not want to be here.
Okay.
Oh,
I want you to roll the damage for me,
Okay.
because it's a dex save, right?
Con.
Yeah, just roll the damage for me.
Okay. 6, 2, 8.
8. So yeah, as you hear this like large thud just be absorbed by this whole thing, and you feel the ground around you kind of shake, and you do blow some of those branches away, but they begin to reform again fairly quickly.
I'll get
Ray's gonna
out
do
of them.
And yeah, you kind of step back.
Ray's gonna do something. She's gonna go forward, and kind of like they've seen before. She's going to place her hands on this area, and there is this like white light that seems to emanate around her hands, but it's also almost as if like roots are coming through her hands, connecting. She's trying to cast tree speak to try to see if she can kind of communicate with this foliage to kind of separate.
So yeah, you kind of open yourself up to that, and you hear kind of that biofeedback that you're able to interpret as language, and you hear it kind of, "What is your business here?"
We've come to fix the problem that is affecting this forest. The plight. It's hungering, but it's not right. We've come to fix the balance.
Help me quench my thirst, and I will allow you to pass.
I cannot. This is not right. Why do you hunger so? Why do you hunger so?
I
It is blood that you seek.
No, that is my kin.
I don't understand. What is it?
Ache for water, pure, untainted.
Pure, untainted water. Okay. And she kind of releases that connection.
Mm.
And she turns to the rest. It thirsts for pure water. That's what it spoke to me. I thought that it wanted blood, but it doesn't. It wants pure water, untainted.
I may be able to do something like that. Is Nafir free?
Yes, Nifir has kind of stepped
I
back.
ran away.
Nafir, you can create the storm, and I will to melt what I make.
You can try.
Tim, I would like to attempt to do something because this is technically not what the spell. The spell is you target a creature.
Mm-hmm.
Can I attempt to tap into the ley line and rather than having a ley line effect, just be able to make a pillar of ice with entomb in ice?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and tap into this ley line first.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're fine. That's a 24.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just gonna reach down and up, and a pillar of like human-sized ice is just gonna form, and I'm gonna hold it because I need to concentrate on the spell. And I look at Nafir now.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll use my hammer, and I'm gonna see if I can basically break the pillar, send it into the roots.
Okay. Yeah. Make an attack roll on that pillar.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
So as you go to break it, you in fact smash it, and almost like into hundreds of small shards that you watch as they fly forward in the kind of humid atmosphere down here. They melt as they go, and you watch as they hit the vines, and it all gets soaked up. And you watch these kind of dry, brittle branches kind of plump up as they absorb this water, and they sort of open around it, in creating this kind of much more inviting tunnel that continues down for about 30 feet.
Try
Well
water
done.
first next time.
I was worried because before these parts of the forest wanted blood, and
No, that is a very fair assumption, right? Everything we've seen so far has been
It's all been
searching
blood.
for blood.
Yeah, but this is a good sign, right? It
This-
wanted water.
Yes.
that's much better than the other alternative.
Yes.
You know, there is a lot of water in blood, so, but this is, more pure. Pure water is better than blood.
That's what the plants crave.
So the plants have moved back. They've
Yes.
Get
They've
out of
kind
here,
of-
Cody.
They're
I'm
kind of
sorry.
forming the tunnel around you. Do you head forward?
Yeah, I would seeing the plants clear, I would look back to the group. I won't touch anything, but let me take a peek ahead. So I'm
I'll
gonna
make
scout
sure
up
you won't touch anything.
to Franklin in my hair.
I
To
forgot.
be fair, this time I did the touching. I probably should have discussed that beforehand. But Blood
I
Nafir
have a
was-
worse track history than with touching things than you do,
You
Bryce.
don't
so
have a
that's,
blight.
that's true. I'm gonna go forward and start scouting out a little bit.
All right. Would you like to move quietly?
Absolutely, I would.
All right,
Part of
have you
its
make-
tempo is still up.
A stealth check for me, please.
One of these days, Tim, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go into the enemy camp. And you're like, you're gonna want to stealth. I'm like, no.
I mean, to be fair, in our Blackwater campaign, that is often.
Hey, we're here. We're gonna fight you now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. And you can make an investigation check as well.
and that non-detection is still up
Nice.
for her.
You ask, would you like to stealth? And then Sean goes, tensors?
Reverse gravity.
Reverse gravity. And Neppy and Callie both clank on their armor. That's going to be a 12 plus 6 is going to be an 18.
18. Okay. So as you kind of head down this sort of 30-foot tunnel, it kind of opens up and you see there is a root, a large unblighted root that you can see is dripping water into kind of a basin. And you kind of hear that dripping and you hear something kind of scuttling towards you as you watch from around the corner up ahead out of this like kind of smaller chamber. It's about 15 feet around. You can see there's another tunnel on the other side, and you watch as a figure emerges from that tunnel, a minotaur. You can see kind of pulls around the corner, and we're going to take our break there.
No.
Not the
Anything but that.
See,
No.
there's like
No.
there's teeth. There's teeth, there's tentacles, and then there's just too many
Bugs.
legs. That's
Bugs.
like
But
So we have been introduced to a worse version of the Minotaur, which is the Ogopede, and
Oh,
it's
so gnarly.
upsetting.
Oh,
But
I
so
for
good.
sure
Kobold
gotta use
Press,
that.
Just
Oh.
creators of amazing monsters, and
Nightmares.
Oh,
all of our
God.
stuff. For people who are wondering, all of our stuff in this campaign is entirely Kobold Press, from our magic
Oh.
to our
Mm.
subclasses and races. We are going to take a very, very quick break. Check out the Ogrepede in the chat. And
At your
we
own
will be
risk,
back at
because
your
it
own
is
risk.
bad.
I
And
just
we will
saw it.
be back very, very soon. See you soon, guys. Bye.
See you soon. So you see this minotaur come around the corner. You can see the like kind of purplish, like chitinous outer shell kind of move around the corner, and you watch as it does have kind of two axes on its waist, where the kind of millipede part turns into more of a familiar humanoid shape. But you also see it comes over to where that basin of water is, and you watch as it begins to fill a bowl that it kind of pulls out, and it starts filling up the bowl from this basin.
Has
And
it
it's
clocked
kind of
me?
waiting there. It has not. With your stealth check, it did not clock you.
Is it the only one that I can see?
Mhm.
I'm gonna like put a hand up, and I guess I'm 15 feet in front of them.
Mhm.
In my brain, I'm like, this is like touching things.
Don't touch it.
I'm going to go. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
It's so perfect. No, it's so great.
A
Tiny,
beautiful
tiny
creature.
shoes. Tiny, tiny shoes.
Oh, the legs.
That's what it's missing. Little boots.
Nah, this is Gully. Gully's gonna do it. Hello?
And kind of, if you watch, it kind of snaps its head over, and it's like antenna kind of point.
We
And
mean you no harm.
you watch as its mandibles open and kind of click together, but it makes a familiar sound. Who are you?
My name is Gulliver Canopykin. Who are you?
I am Kroll. And you watch as he had pulled out one of his axes, the other still kind of holding the bowl.
There's no need for that. I'm not gonna hurt you. You're much bigger than me, if I'm being quite honest with you.
Yes, you are Piney.
I am Piney. Hello. Yes. Far from home.
Yes.
And also I am not alone, but they mean you no harm as well, I promise.
And you watch as he kind of snakes over, and he kind of sees all of you, and he kind of backs up a little bit.
No. It's all right. We're here on behalf of the Margreve. We're trying to fix it. See?
Ah, the blight. It has touched you.
Kind of. It is a gift and a curse.
How did you get through our barrier?
He's very
I-
thirsty.
To be fair, I spoke to the bear.
Ah,
It wanted
as you say
water.
thirsty, it kind of looks at the vines. Then I should thank you. And you watch, he kind of puts his axe back. Thank you. This is very appreciated. We have not been able to gather resources from the surface for quite some time. There is a plant above.
No longer.
You have destroyed the vines.
Oh,
Yeah, I shoved my shield in and ripped it apart.
Oh, thank you. Then you watch he kind of backs up and bows his whole body. It was this like minotaur, like his millipede part kind of bows his body down.
You're welcome.
My village is just a little farther. Please, come with me.
Your village is below ground.
Yes,
They're a minotaur. Makes sense.
we live in the subsoil.
Does the blight affect that area as well?
It has been encroaching, but we have taken steps to fend it off as best we can.
Have you encountered a vampire by the name of Mercy Black?
Oh. Not myself, but we have heard things. There is trouble in the underforest. Come, I will explain further.
Thank
You
you.
watch as he gathers up the now full bowl of water, kind of carefully taking it back.
I would like fill any canteens or anything that I have with the water to carry with him.
Mm-hmm. Ray would assist. Owen, stay close.
Yeah. Oh, it kind of pops on your back.
One eye on Franklin, sure.
Where is Franklin? Where is the little guy?
Get your eyes off me, little.
Is Franklin still in my hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
So you follow this this minotaur as he kind of heads down. You watch as the vines begin to descend into more of kind of solid earth and stone, and you can see the vines kind of punch through in places, but you're now in an area that does have more soil and things like that as you move down through, and you can feel it is quite a bit more humid down here. As it opens up into the ceilings are probably about 15 feet high, as the minotaur are a little bit larger, but you can see there is kind of this open area with these like columns of stone that have been built up, and also kind of natural roots as it kind of opens up into this sprawling village, and you can see there are dozens and dozens of minotaur kind of moving about, and you see as the basin of water comes down, they kind of all move together over to the center where there is kind of almost like a square, and you can see folks kind of filling various canteens and things like that with water. It doesn't seem like they each need much water, but you can watch they each kind of take a little bit. This will help my village immensely. Thank you. Now,
You're welcome.
Come. And he kind of leads you over to a kind of a dugout kind of building that you can see in the like a dugout of the dirt, and inside there is essentially a home, and you can see there are like minotaur children kind of milling about as well in this kind of crowd, and he kind of like beckons you in. You say you have come to deal with the blight.
Yes.
Yeah, the Vladve Rune and Vladnefir are chasing vampires, and Ray and I met, and then found out we were also kind of chasing the vampires in some way, shape, or form, but we're following the blight because it is corrupting things at the edge of the Western Margreve, and that's where we've traveled from.
Yes. There is something in the underforest, I believe.
Have you seen it?
No, not myself, but I have seen fingerprints of it, remnants of it. The underforest is the root system. It is a sacred place for my people, a place of immense power.
So have
We
you
often-
sent anyone down there?
Yes, we are injured, go there to heal.
Hmm.
But the last few who have gone have not returned.
How long?
And perhaps a month or so. Our people are fearful of what is below. It is a place that is difficult to navigate if the forest does not give you favor.
Well, it is our hope that the forest has guided us this far. It has brought us together, and we are in search. We have a map that talks about the Bloodstone Heart. Do you know anything about that?
Yes. It is. It is a place that only reveals itself to those who are deemed worthy by the forest. It is a great honor in my village to stand witness to the Bloodstone Heart.
Do you know
Is
what
it
it
in-
takes to have that favor?
You must be chosen by the forest.
I understand.
And hopefully the forest doesn't choose mercy.
It might have already.
And
You
it's
believe
been
this
so
vampire
long.
has found the heart?
The plants are changing. As much as
Yeah.
the forest has guided, it has resisted us.
It
That's
hungers
true.
for blood, that's not normal.
Yes, it is terrifying. Our people have been trapped here in the village for the most part. We have sent a few to the surface, but only a few have returned and often gravely injured.
There is one of your kind across the main chamber where the creature made of vines was crushed.
Hmm. Yes. My cousin, Anton. He was one of our great warriors.
I'm sorry.
Sorry for your loss, friend.
Yes, all right.
He is
What
safe
does
to
it
gather.
We will go and retrieve what is left. Now that it is safe, I thank
What-
you again.
What did that tunnel lead to?
It was a tunnel from our village
Hmm.
directly to the surface.
So whether blocked by vines or by the plant, there is no safe way.
No. Well, the vines were created by our druids to protect us from the vines above.
Understood.
Is the tunnel that is at the other side of your village here? Or is there another tunnel on the other side of your village?
To the underforest?
Yes.
There is a hole, yes.
A hole?
Yes, the underforest is deep below.
Oh,
It
Is
is.
this
It can
a
be.
small or large
It's
hole?
Big enough.
It is a
for-
large hole. It can be a treacherous descent.
well, I'm sure we'll figure it out. We're appreciative of your kindness and your hospitality.
No, you have helped my village immensely. This will help the sick. And now we can return to the surface to gather the forest decay. It is what we eat.
Be careful. There
Of
are
course.
many new things. Undead. Everything is changing up there.
Yes.
Squad, some of us look a little rough for wear. Should we perhaps
Cough up a little blood.
ask to impugn upon their hospitality a little longer?
if there is a place that we will not be in the way or
Yes,
causing
of course. You must. I insist. You will stay with me. Come, come. And he kind of leads you back into a almost kind of like a living room area.
In return, my brother and I can attempt to make more water.
We would be most grateful. And if you wish, we do have some things to trade. I can bring you to Liga. She's a collector of a kind. Things find their way beneath the surface from the forest floor.
Many thanks. Thank you.
That'd be lovely.
we would love to speak to Liga. Thank you.
I can also assist helping to bring back your cousin so he can have a proper
Yes.
ceremony.
Thank you. He will be crushed up and returned to the dirt.
Of course.
Very well.
Well, why don't a couple of us go see with help for Crawl, and a couple of
Well,
us can go see Liga if that is, or we can all go together. I'm happy either
Oh.
way.
I'll go help. I'll go help with the retrieval.
It's that the rat is going to help you.
I turn back
Oh.
into my
One
normal.
sec, one sec.
I was like, no.
It's brand new.
No,
It's brand
in
new.
the
I'm
air.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh,
Oh,
hello there.
and you watch as he kind of comes up and taps your metal plates.
Tickles.
This is interesting. Do you decay?
I mean, if I get in water for a long time, yeah, I'll start to rust. I just got to tune myself up here and there, and brand spanking new.
So you
Interesting.
can be tickled, but you cannot smell.
It's not a fine science, you know. It's kind of like a phantom
Hmm.
feeling.
A blessing and a curse.
It is a blessing and a curse.
This is interesting. Very well. What would you do first?
Brother, if I were to carve an Izas rune on a roof, and you were to carve a Turisaz rune into the ice, it might make it melt.
Yes. Okay.
So essentially, Tim, with rune magic, I can create a large area of ice that like is similar to what I did to the the thing,
Okay.
and then Nafir has a Turisaz, which allows things to do lightning damage when they hit. So I
It's
don't
a
know, like
lightning rod.
it essentially,
You could try.
I would that essentially what I'm trying to do is
Certainly
like
try.
essentially create an electrolyzer. Where I'm creating frozen water that is then electrified to melt.
If you want to find a quiet part of the village, you can
That's how you get
certainly
electrolyte.
attempt to do
You're
that.
making Gatorade.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works.
It's
Absolutely.
cool blue. Is
That's the only flavor you want.
Cool blue. So would you like to, where would you guys like to start? Do you want to start?
I will ask Crawl like a safe place where we can try this so that no one gets hurt, but to have some folks nearby to
away
gather up
from
the
the
water.
millipede children.
Yeah.
Yeah, away from the children, but somewhere where like people can like hold buckets and be ready to like get the drips.
Sure. And he kind of like he shows you a part of the village that is kind of more open. It is just kind of an open area. That there are some buildings that look like they are no longer in use, or kind of dugouts essentially that are no longer in use. Any one of those should suffice.
And
Yeah.
Franklin, if you want to come with me to help. retrieve.
Absolutely, it would be my honor to help.
I'm gonna get zapped again. Ugh.
All right, so yeah.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm going to go over to Nafir, and using my last spell slot, I am going to cast Protection from Energy on Nafir for lightning damage.
Nice.
I should. Can you, when we have time, can you teach me that one?
I can
You see
try.
this scars all over his body, specifically on
Oh.
his snout where the hair is short, lots of lightning scars.
Oh.
Miss Deer. Well, but anytime you need this, you just let me know. I can do it. I mean, as long as I rest in between, I can kind of do this all the time.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
Sometimes it fires back.
Well, you have an hour, so make quick work of it.
Having read through this, I can make 9 squares of 5-foot square blocks of ice that
Nice.
are non-magical and melt normally.
Yeah.
So I can just make a lot of ice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Save this village.
Yeah, so you essentially create kind of a cold room for them. So you two kind of move over to kind of get your electrolyzer going. Ray and Franklin, Kroll brings you over to another minotaur. You can see she wears quite a bit of jewelry. You can see kind of draped around her neck of kind of braided vines, along with, you can see what look like desiccated flowers and things like that have been kind of woven in.
I'd have gone with Ray and Franklin after after giving protection from energy for Tinevere.
Nice. And he introduces you to Madib. And you see Madib kind of looks at all of you, and she does not carry any axes. You can see she just has a staff that she carries. Please, come with me. We will go and get Anton. And she kind of takes you out. She moves a little slower as she moves back up into that main chamber. And you watch as you come around up to that tunnel that you had opened up. The kind of dry vines had returned. And you watch as she kind of taps her staff, and the vines kind of pull back. This way.
Wow.
She takes you up to where Anton's body was under the stone. I can move the vines, but I will need your help with the stone.
Of course.
It
My
may be
pleasure.
heavy, so brace yourselves.
All right.
I don't
So
know if
she-
I'll be much help, but I can be here for moral support. I'm not very strong.
Well, I'm built like an ox, but more of a bull.
You are always very helpful, Gully.
I'll
Always.
try. I'll spot you, I suppose. Guide you back through the tunnels.
Yeah, you just make sure. You just make sure that I'm pulling in gears.
All right. So as she kind of looks at you and she's about to tap her staff, you both kind of ready up, and she taps it, and you watch as the stone starts to shift. I'll have you both make athletics checks
Okay.
for me.
Nice.
It's a 10.
19.
19. Okay. So Franklin, it kind of sinks onto you, and you're feeling like it's starting to like pin you, and it's getting quite uncomfortable. As Ray, you kind of like shift your body over and use your kind of your mass to kind of push it back over and just across Franklin before he gets crushed. And you do manage to save him from taking any damage as the stone kind of.
Are you sure that your strength didn't also turn into the mouse's strength?
Yep, no, exactly. I think I was still on rat strength there. So thanks for spotting me,
Still
pal.
on rat time.
No worries. And thank you for the moral support. See, it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. Don't tell the others that I did that.
So
I'm
you
strong.
watch
I'm strong.
as you've now moved it. You can see the kind of desiccated remains of the minotaur who was crushed under this boulder, and you can see the vines behind him, similar to the other tunnel. Again, as she's tapped, kind of pull apart, and the body kind of flops down, and you watch as she begins to kind of pile everything together, and you watch as she kind of lays her hand over it. And the kind of chitinous material begins to kind of soften almost to a dust-like quality as she kind of scoops it up into a bag, this kind of woven bag, and she puts it in. He will be returned to where he came from. Thank you. Come. She leads you back down into the tunnel, back to the village. As she takes it over, she leads you to where the large hole is to the underforest. And you can see it is probably about 30 feet across. And the whole thing goes down, like as you watch as she kind of pours the contents of the bag down this hole. You can see kind of large vines that pulse with a kind of bluish white light that kind of periodically pierce through the sides of this tunnel and down. And you can see the bottom, which looks to be maybe about 120 feet down, you guess. There is kind of that soft bluish light.
Ray will kind of clasp her hands together and hold them tightly to her chest, and she'll just say, "Rest in peace, warrior."
Thank you, all of you. Your presence here is a gift from the Margreve.
We'll do what we can to restore the balance.
Please do.
Finding you folks is a present to us from the Margreve. So we are gracious for the safe place to rest before we descend downward.
Yes. It is not often we have surface dwellers pass through here. I was a child the last time I saw one.
I am Canopykin. I've never been this far below before.
Well, welcome.
Might I ask, who was the last person you saw come down when you were a child?
She was a powerful woman. A resident of the Margreve. She had lost someone, and she decided to make a pilgrimage to the Underforest to seek out the heart, to know if her loved one was safe.
Do people... What... Have you been down there? Do you know what we'll find down there?
I have been to the Underforest. No trip is ever the same. I have seen strange creatures and beauty in unexpected places. But I have also witnessed immeasurable power. Frightening. The forest is old, and there is a magic, ancient, older than perhaps the world itself. It is a place to be respected. Do not go foolishly. Tread lightly.
Thank you for your wise words.
We seek answers, and we seek to fix what's happening above. We all have our reasons for being here, but I am of the firm belief that the Margreve has brought us together. We are all marked by it in some way, shape, or form. Some of us more visibly than others, but I believe that the forest will receive that well. I can't nod. Aditha has always set me right, and she is of the forest herself.
Yes. It would
I do
appear.
have a question.
Yes.
This individual that you mentioned, that we came across, they were also searching for answers to their questions. Did they say that they were answered?
She never returned through our village. So
Never returned.
I do not know.
Did she give you a name?
Her name was Gaia. Gaia of the Lightwood.
Does that name, the Lightwood, mean anything?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, you can both make history checks.
Can I also do one for fun?
Sure. Just for fun.
It's your cousin.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
15.
15.
18.
18.
He is well traveled, so
You would know, all three of you would know, that the Lightwood is a part of the central Margreve. It's kind of at the edges of the central Margreve, the kind of edges of the forest, and it is considered a safer place. There is a city that kind of borders that area, and it is a very beautiful, kind of pristine part of the forest. That has been like that for quite some time. But it is one of the more populated areas of the Margreve.
She's a long way from home. We all are. Well, if there's any,
for brevity's sake, we would get a description of what she looked like as much as Medivh remembered. If there was any like armor or notable features on her clothing, if she was no longer alive.
She describes to you a woman, probably in her, or a human woman, or in her probably early 30s, with jet black hair, kind of short, and she wore leather armor underneath a green cloak, and she carried with her a holy symbol of some kind.
I'd put that in my memory and keep an eye out for it going forward.
Okay.
And I suppose we would return back.
She kind of leads you back to the village.
I believe if your friends are successful in their endeavors with water, I believe there will be a celebration this evening. I look forward to seeing you there.
a party.
Of course. It is not every day we have visitors, especially visitors who bring such glad tidings.
Oh, that's so kind of you, Medivh. Thank you.
It's been a long time since I've attended any party or festival or any celebration, actually.
Well,
a long time.
Trust me, no one parties like a minotaur.
Oh,
We shall see. We shall see.
well, and she's an old one too. She's saying that they must go pretty hard down here.
She makes her way back into the village, over to Veyroon and Nefir. As you look at your runes in the ceiling, you start to sort of prepare how you're going to do this.
I have a slight adjustment.
Yeah.
There's a few kind of military kind of gathered around behind you with like buckets and stuff like that. They're kind of waiting.
Good. Do you have a pot, large one, or some sort of receptacle, larger than what you're holding?
Yeah.
Like a cauldron?
Yes, something like that. If not bigger.
Sure. Yes.
And you watch
Or like a
as two of them-
bathtub.
Yeah. Like skate away, and they come back with like a fairly large wooden basin. They're kind of carrying it together. It is almost like a wash basin, like a big wood wash basin, kind of carved out of a big tree root.
Good.
Is this good?
This should work. Brother, do what you're going to do, but in here, and it will melt into it.
I make a lot of ice, and I don't think all of the ice I'm gonna make is gonna fit into that teeny tiny little basin.
You
Okay,
need
fine.
more.
You make it outside, and I will start smashing it. We'll work that way.
How big is the like roof area of this?
This particular dugout is probably about 40 by 40.
40 by 40?
Yep.
What is that in math? That's
Big.
that's less than 9 squares. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sick. Because it says oh, it does say on the ground. Yeah, I thought it said on a surface, and I was like, I'm just gonna put it on the roof. But I do need to make the chunks on the ground. So I am going to carve it on the ground.
Mhm.
And instead of making like a flat plane of 225 feet of ice, I'm going to make 9 blocks of 5 foot square ice.
Great. So
On
as
the
you do
ground.
that, yeah.
I'll start doing what I did for the vines. I'm basically just start chipping away at it with
Yeah.
my hammer, and as it chunks off, I'm going to start filling their receptacles and the large bin
You
that
watch.
they've given us.
As they see you start doing that, they all kind of come over with their axes, and they just start carving away and filling up these buckets and various wooden bowls and basins and things like that. And pretty soon, you know, within an hour or so, you have all of these kind of ice-filled receptacles that are slowly melting.
Everyone
And-
does feel a little dry because I feel like he has to pull it from the air, so like he's just
Yeah.
made it like
It was
not
quite
humid
humid,
at
so it's
all.
like the minotaur are like a little uncomfortable with that.
I want to
but
put my hand on my brother's shoulder and like very kind of quietly be like, I thought it best we not make a big bug zapper.
Oh yeah. Plus, the last time we did this, I was blind for 3 days because of the light. So, in fairness, my face was right up there, and that's on me. But yeah,
arc welder. Kroll comes over.
This is incredible. We are going to feast tonight. I hope you are excited.
Very.
It is not often we get to celebrate these days.
Do you need help in the hunting party? Do you have
Yeah.
somebody?
Oh,
I can track down an elk for you. I can.
Maybe
oh,
not. now.
really? It has been some time since we have been able to hunt and eat.
If you have like a hunting party, I'm happy to join them.
Really eat older meat or forest decay.
I can lead you to a carcass that is like a fair amount eaten, but it like has some left over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You see Ray
Is it
instantly give a glare at that.
There
No,
was
you're
a-
down by the hole.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
was
you're
a
not
You
there.
don't know.
there was a-
You're down by the hole.
there was a
I'm talking about meat
there
freely.
was a thunderbore up there, alive. But
Yeah, there's a thunderbore.
nearby.
I don't know if we want to tangle with a thunderboar.
It was very.
Is the storm boar? Is the carcass nearby?
Yeah, it's like half done, but pretty near. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And he kind of like ushers over a few of the minotaur, and they head out with you.
Okay. I'll lead them to the carcass, but I'm also gonna look out for any other fresher meals.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That was my
I don't
mistake. I
make
thought
it
we were all
nicer.
reunited again. so
I don't
that
want
was
to eat
bad.
this stanky like I think it's like I think it's only like a day old, but it's been hanging in a tree for a while. So.
Make a survival check for me as you head out. Although I will say before you fully head out, the rest of your party does kind of come up
Okay,
as you
now
guys
we're-
are kind of finishing. So yeah, you do all arrive together before they're like getting ready to head back out to get some food for the party's going to be in a couple of hours.
I have no did you need help tracking or anything? I could always stay here and talk to Liga if you wanted. Or did you
I'm
want me to come too?
gonna help them find supplies for the party.
Yes.
The meat
Yeah.
one.
Maybe I should go. I would like to stretch my wings.
I love Owen so much.
Where,
Owen,
where
yeah.
did Owen
I'm
like
around,
land
I
on his
can
shoulder?
Yeah, he just flew over.
I don't like being underground for too long.
They and also me eat meat. You cool with that? Because that's what I'm looking for.
Why
I
are
mean,
saying
you-
this? She's right here.
You do whatever you need to do. That's fine with me. As long I trust that y'all will catch something ethically and
Oh, yeah.
honor it.
Of course.
Honor it in the way that it needs to be honored, or if it is not, it is already returned to part of the forest through decay. So
You would see like in and amongst his like not armor because he's a sorcerer, but like his accoutrement that he wears, you would see probably like a couple of pieces of like fresh elk antler. Like he takes everything. Like you can tell that he is like pretty thorough with what he uses. Like no waste kind of vibes. Yeah, no, of course.
well, have fun and be safe and come back. Don't encounter anything too big, because I won't be there to save you.
Of course.
Oh,
As I leave,
I will.
I'm gonna put my hand up for Owen.
Yeah. Let's go stretch our legs, our wings.
Give me a wing. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Oh,
Slap it. Yeah.
I'll follow. I'll go with
All
the
right.
party.
All right.
Alright,
So
survival check.
yeah, survival check from you guys.
Go survival. It's a 15.
Probably gonna be less. Only +1. Yeah, it's 10.
10. Okay. So you head up with the Minotaur. You lead them over to the carcass, and they start harvesting it. And you see some of the other ones kind of peel off and begin looking themselves. And you do, after some searching, you do find a boar. Not a storm boar, just a regular kind of run-of-the-mill boar. It takes you a little bit, but you do wind up trapping it, and you're able to kill it.
Then I would like to get a bunch of like loose foliage and just wrap it around the boar, so when I carry it back into the village, it's just covered in leaves and hopefully looks as bush-like as possible.
Yeah.
Looks like a bush.
Sticking branches around it and stuff.
Make a performance check for me. I want you to make.
Yeah,
a
well, I'm actually not bad.
It's a lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
Protein
Oh,
Proteins.
that is a natural 19 for 23.
Yeah, it looks like a bush. You're carrying a big old bush around. And you reconnect with the Minotaur before you head back down. And the bow that was up above is still, it remains open now. And you do see the Minotaur have kind of quartered what was left of the carcass and are bringing it back. And you do see another Minotaur dragging another remains, and it looks like a humanoid.
Oh,
it's grabbed by the foot.
is that Ecklet?
Is that accurate?
It is the shoulders and below of Ecklet.
I look over it and appear. Technically, he doesn't have a face anymore, so you know.
I don't think that one will taste good.
No, I'm not gonna eat it, but I'm not gonna judge because he doesn't have a face anymore.
Okay.
Our rule: if it has a face, you
Well,
don't eat it. But
I mean,
Ecklet, his face got fully ripped off.
I mean, it's a little bit eye for an eye. I might try it.
Honestly, I might try it. I'm not gonna. If it comes across my plate, I'm not gonna be like, oh yuck, no. But don't ask questions.
All right.
When in the Margreve, do as the Margrevians do.
Yes. Well, you've yet to do that, but
Did Ray see them come
Only
down
when
with
it's
the
convenient.
bush?
Yeah.
The giant
yeah.
bush?
Yep.
She's like, oh,
You see them all return.
see, it's so nice seeing you eat greens for a change.
Mhm,
Very
mhm.
nice,
Yum, yum,
very
yum, yum,
nice.
yum.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. Yeah.
I chew on a leaf.
I suppose while they would have been gone, we would have gone and seen
Yes.
Liga.
Yes. So you head over to another one of the dugouts, and you can see like a huge collection of like these kind of soil shelves are just packed with different things. You can see little bits of twisted metal and glass bottles and trinkets of all kind of different kinds. A lot of it, Gully, you wouldn't really know what any of this is. Ray and Franklin, you would have a little bit more of an understanding of what some of these things. A lot of it just looks like junk, just like houseware kind of junk
Look
that
at
has
this
just
stuff.
kind of fallen through and been collected. But you do see, as she kind of welcomes you in,
Hello. Welcome. Come.
Good day.
Yes, you folks, you have come from above. It is so exciting. I'm Liga. Please, I would love to trade with you.
Gully is enraptured by almost everything in this store. She has no idea that it is junk. It is, wow. She is just
I'll-
like poring over everything in this store.
I'll ask you not to describe my bedroom on the internet, please, Tim. That's pretty rude. My private space. So.
so she pulls out a few notable things. You kind of notice a few notable things. You see there is a set of armor. It almost looks like hide armor, but it looks like crocodile skin. It looks like it was fashioned out of crocodile skin. And you also see a sword that has kind of a greenish hue, and there are flowers kind of embedded in the handle.
Ooh.
And you also, she kind of puts down a pouch of this kind of like black leather pouch that like gives off, like when she puts it down, there's like a little puff of dust out of the top. And she also puts down what almost looks like a corsage with this like beautiful dark purple flower. You can see it's like dark purple in the center is black, and it kind of it opens up in a kind of a beautiful way.
Ray's eyes will be really big because she loves all the flowers that she's seen and the
Big
detail.
same. Big same.
So, but she's specifically drawn to the sword.
Okay.
Oh, do you mind? It's beautiful.
No. This is the Blade of Petals.
Blade of Petals.
Yes.
Your people crafted such a weapon?
No, I found this some time ago. It came to me. I saw it when I was up above, stuck in a large root, and I pulled it out. And the shining, there was flowers all around where I took it out. It was so beautiful, I had to have it.
How much is such a weapon? How much?
Well, what could you offer me in trade?
Let's see. Have you seen something like this? And basically, she's going to go into one of her mini bags attached to her hip, and she's going to pull out where she carved in wood. It's basically a little figurine. It looks like a little figurine of Gully, actually, that was made out of wood. And she sets it down, and it just looks like a happy version of Gully.
I will have you make a persuasion check as you kind of place it down.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. And you said persuasion? 18.
Okay. This is beautiful.
I made it myself.
Wow. This is perfect. A way to remember you. The folks who helped us so much. Of course.
And she lays the sword down, and she also pulls out a scabbard along with it that you can see is decorated with kind of beautiful white and purple flowers.
Ray's gonna pick it up and just kind of looking it over and kind of turning it, seeing its balance. But then she grips the hilt of the sword, and she kind of, where she kind of uses it, she kind of swings it from one side to another to kind of see how it flows in her hand.
Nice. Feels good. It's like a short sword, and it swings easily, and it is quite beautiful to behold.
Does anything happen as she does that movement?
You see the kind of greenish steel sort of glint, and you watch as like the full effect doesn't happen, but you can see this kind of almost like mist slightly emanate from the blade, and you get this like waft of just the most beautiful flower smell, almost like this like very pleasant perfume.
Ah, so lovely. And the scent is heavenly.
Isn't it divine?
It is. It's much
It's
better
yours.
than decay and blood. For sure.
Yes. Well, it can sometimes smell quite delicious. It
I
is
guess
yours.
it's personal preference.
Hmm.
Yes. Thank you so much, friend. And she's going to then put the sword at her hip in one of the little notches in her belt.
Awesome. I posted the description of it in our Slack.
Ooh, yay.
Can I take a peek at the bag and then the flower?
Yeah, there it is.
Ooh. Spicy.
That's so cool.
Pretty.
Exciting.
me description of the dust. Yeah.
Love a bit of dust.
Right? We all love a little bit of dust. So yeah, you see this this kind of bag. There it is. Actually, so I apologize. As she kind of opens the bag and pulls out a vial that you can see is like a little bit dusty itself, and she kind of blows it off. She kind of moves the leather pouch away, and you can see this kind of tallish vial with almost like a dark stone dog's head on the top. And you can see there's little skulls around this urn container.
What is this?
This is the dust of the dead. It came to me in a similar way, but inside this urn that I found, we have placed a sacred dust that we use sometimes for meditation purposes. It will put you into a death-like state for a time.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
Oh. And this flower?
Ah, yes, the gloom flower. This is worn like a corsage. And when you wear this flower, which is native to the underforest, very rare though, you are granted a kind of a sight beyond eyes for a time.
Oh, that is very exciting.
Yes, and it can help you in your ability to attack at a distance.
Oh, I am very much interested in that. This flower.
Yes, I would say it is quite fitting.
Thank you. I'm wondering, do you have any use for acid at all?
Oh, yes, acid is good. Acid breaks things down quickly. Yes, of course.
Well,
Tim, if you'll allow me, I'm going to cast Exude Acid on myself. I'm assuming we got a short rest somewhere in here.
Yes. Yeah, well, the brothers bear were out hunting.
Yes, before we went to see Liga. I am going to cast Exude Acid on myself.
Okay.
And basically, I just start
Oozing.
Yeah.
You watch, she starts grabbing jars and just like
Absolutely. And like
and
Shelly would
scraping
like
it off.
run her hands down her arm and down her any part of her like piney wood body that is getting acid, and just basically like as much as you want, I can do this for how long can I do this for? I can do this for 10 minutes.
Oh my god!
I also love because pineys can like shape their bodies. It's just like a spigot. It's just like
Yeah, Gully kind of
like maple syrup. You're just dropping acid.
bam, absolutely dropping that acid here.
And
basically allow her to fill up as much acid as she wants.
Fills up quite a few jars full of your tree acid.
Thank you. This
it is
very useful.
it is quite caustic.
Mm,
So
yes.
do be careful. It doesn't
it's
hurt
good.
me.
No.
But well, I'm glad
This
that
is
you have some
good.
use for it.
This is very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is that sufficient for trade?
Yes.
And she looks at the little stack of like 30 bottles that she has.
Gully looks pleased as punch with herself. And I take the flower and I place it into my hair amongst the rest of them, and you would see the little vines kind of grow in and have it become affixed as part of my foliage.
Nice. So yeah, that is the gloom flower corsage.
Ooh, thank you, Tim.
Ooh.
Well, who's gonna take you to the dance?
Oh, thank you.
Does there look like anything that might be helpful for either of the brothers Bear or
She shows you the crocodile armor.
This I found on a dead warrior up above. He was near the swamp, and I believe while you wear this, it will allow you to hold your breath. You breathe differently,
And she points to you, Ray.
differently than I do. But you would be able to hold your breath for some time, and it makes swimming easier.
Well, swimming has always been quite difficult for. And then she points down to her legs.
Yes.
well, I don't need the armor. I don't know if Veyroon needs the armor, but Nefir might. If at some point he or Franklin.
Well, I mean, I don't really need to breathe underwater, but
That's true.
I mean, like I've seen Nefir, like he struggles in the wet stuff, you know.
I
He's
do
just, like-
remember that. Yes.
If,
So maybe for Nefir.
Let me think. Is there anything else we could trade?
Well, I mean, I got my old shield kicking around. I mean, carrying
Ooh.
2 is kind of a burden. I mean, it was a gift from a dwarven chieftain, but you know, everywhere. I find stuff all the time.
Show me.
Yeah, it's like a shield, and it's got like a beautiful, like, just moonstone on it, and it looks really nice. And just like a nice, beautiful, handcrafted dwarven shield.
She like kind of runs her hand along it.
This is very nice.
And I will have you make a persuasion check as well.
Okay.
You don't also sweat acid or?
You didn't have
I
to make
think-
one just at the
Aren't
sheer
Franklin just
volume of
gonna pop
acid.
off an arm and offer that? Like,
22. No, that's too expensive.
Uh,
Trading my own arm.
Arm and leg.
It was
You
22.
said 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes,
Of course. This will be a fine piece for my collection. I have not met many dwarves. I have not met any dwarves. But I
That's
hope
nice
to
bluff.
one day. Yes.
and she kind of like gingerly puts it, like kind of leans it up against one of the shelves. And she kind of passes over the crocodile armor, which you can see kind of consists of 2 gauntlets and kind of a chest plate that goes over one shoulder. And is like leather kind of crocodile skin.
Well,
Wow, they come in handy at the party too. Gonna look like we're in the club.
I look forward to seeing you there.
And she kind of bows her
Nice
head.
to meet you.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Thank you.
You could say that you're in a league your own.
That's very funny. You're very funny.
Thanks,
I will
Ira.
see you at the party.
Wait, okay.
what an energy!
Oh, no.
You flip
Was
with
there a
the
wink
Minotaur.
that came after that?
Yeah, you saw her compound eye kind of squeeze of it.
Yeah, and my eye just like flickers on and off because I don't have eye socket.
You have like a stoplight kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like a blinker.
Yeah.
All right. So you all kind of reconvene together. The party is happening shortly. You can see there's a number of Minotaur out and kind of preparing. You watch as they've taken the carcass and the body of Eklet, and they seem to be kind of mashing it up. Along with a number of like you can see there is like quite a bit of like forest debris and like plant matter that they're also kind of mashing into this sort of paste, and you also see a number of barrels that have been rolled out as well.
I walk over to the people who are mashing up the face. I'm all for this. This looks great. A couple of my friends don't eat meat. Is there a vegetarian option.
Yes.
Great. I just want to make sure everyone's having a good time, and
You can see there is
I'd
another.
be real upset if she learned about the whole ecklet pie thing. I'm down. I'm
Oh.
down though. So down.
What is an ecklet?
Oh, it's that, and I point to like a foot. My,
Yes.
ecklet,
Well, you see where Ray is just kind of like with her mouth covered, like she's like trying to like hold back vomit.
You see there
Gully
is
looks
another.
like surprisingly stoic at the whole process.
I mean, I think, with the decay process, it would be either the ground would take him and smaller versions of like millipedes or little bugs would take him. These wonderful folk are assisting in that process by just making it happen quicker. That makes sense to me.
Agreed.
Yep.
I won't
Speeding-
eat it, but it makes
speeding it
sense to me.
Yeah. Plus his face got mushed. Why can't the rest of his body get mushed? I feel like that's right. That's the nature
Technically,
right
the
there.
forest took his
Same
face too.
page.
The forest did take his face as well.
Yeah. Making
You-
him okay
Like
to
that.
eat.
You can see there is another trough being worked on that is full of what looks like fruit. A number of kind of rotting fruit that is all being kind of mashed together. And it does smell quite sweet. And there is just like that sort of vaguely alcoholic tang as well. And you can see the barrels are now kind of being kind of busted open, and you really get a very strong hit of that like alcoholic fruit kind of smell wafting from these now open barrels, which you can see are just like they have been packed with rotting fruit. And you watch as they bring over these kind of a large almost strainers on the top, and they like affix them to the top of the barrel, and they set up a few basins that have spigots, and you watch as a few of the minotaur kind of turn them over essentially, and these basins then fill up with that the liquid, kind of straining out the fruit in the barrel. As the party begins to kind of get into full swing.
I'm gonna show them how to make us like a pig roast spit, and I'm gonna introduce them to the joys of roasted pork. It's gonna be the whole night, just like really like rotating this pig.
Yeah, you cook it slow enough. There is like a little bit of smoke, but it's not too bad because you're in this kind of subterranean place. But it's not too
Ray,
bad.
you'll
'cause
see
you're
where Ray
cooking
takes
it
the
slowly.
sword, and she's basically is like
Perfume.
swinging it from side to side
Perfume.
to like
Yeah.
try to waft another smell to negate the meat smell.
That's so good. And you can see as it like the party kind of kicks into full swing as like bowls are being handed out, and large kind of wooden cups are being handed out. Do any of you drink or eat the food that is presented?
Oh yes.
The vegetarian option,
Absolutely.
please.
Yes. Yeah. You
Yes.
start.
I will try ecklet smoothie.
Oh, no.
I feel like my
Oh,
brother and I will enjoy the pork roast as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I am
yeah.
going to, not to Ray, because Ray has been very clear, but I am gonna offer some to Gully and be like, it's gonna get eaten anyway. I know you like, experiencing new things, and I take a bit that's like essentially like crackling pork, where it's like basically the pork fat that's like crystal, like hardened, and is like the best bit of the pig. Let's be real. And I'm gonna offer it to Gully and be like, it's meat, but this is where I come from. This was like a huge treat. The ice boars, if we caught some, we would all gather around the fire and we'd eat these together. And this is always the best bit. Well, the best bit's the heart, but I didn't want to give you the heart.
I'm not
I'm
going
gonna
to
eat
eat a
that.
heart anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely eat the heart.
Right. Well, this is very kind of you, Veyroon. I've never eaten meat before.
That's why
I
I'm-
don't know if my body can handle meat.
No pressure, but I know
Well-
you like experiencing new things, and so
I do very much.
And this isn't
And-
technically meat; it's more fat.
Fat.
Mm-hmm.
Do trees do we need fat? I don't think so. But
I don't know.
I mean,
You've seen like humans before, right?
well, of course, yeah.
Have you ever seen one that is, more than the others? and soft
like larger bodied.
and soft. Because there's large. And he gestures to his own chest. He's like, there's larger body, but this is a process. This is a temple.
Right.
Less,
So not
less,
big bones.
less,
Not
less
big
together,
bones.
less together than all of this.
It's quite the temple, and I want to slap him in the back to see if he lets his stomach out a little bit, unflex.
I mean, I've seen all sorts of bodies, and they were all beautiful.
Oh yeah. But the softer kind of body is they have higher fat content.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this a person that I'm eating right now?
No. This is a pig.
No, this is
a pig.
This is a person, and you watch as Owen eats some of this, the mash.
Yes.
Oh,
me and
no.
Owen.
Hecklet mash.
Going on the
Be
mash.
rude. I don't remember being
Yeah,
rude.
it's local customs. We have to be polite.
Gully extends her hand towards the crackling, and I'm gonna eat some crackling.
Yay.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Just a
With the
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
If
Okay,
there's
cool.
alcohol handy, you'll see Ray take a shot.
Yeah.
Just straight
It is
back.
strong. It is like you've had cider before. This is intense cider.
I am gonna have some Eclat Tartar. That is.
Constitution, that's going to be a 15.
Oh yeah, goes down smooth. It is.
Does it taste good for me as a plant?
Does it?
I mean, I think Gully's tried all sorts of foods, and I would say it tastes like, because it's not nourishing to a plant or to her, I think it would be very much it's a food, like a food that you eat because you have to, not because you.
Yeah. Pork
enjoy
rinds
it.
aren't nourishing, but they taste awesome.
I would say to Gully, it probably doesn't taste like much of
probably just
anything. It doesn't
oily.
contain much of
Did you-
sugar or anything like that.
Did you just
True.
eat the crackling, or did you eat any of the meat?
I would have given her a hunk with crackling on the end.
I would have tried it. I don't know if I would have eaten the whole round, but I would have tried it.
So you would have eaten some of the meat.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. As you eat some of the meat,
No.
it does. You feel a hunger kind of build inside of you.
Oh no! What have I done?
And Dot, that's where we're gonna end it tonight.
Oh!
The
Sorry,
blight
that
Came out of that?
The
I'm so
blight.
sorry,
We
Ed.
didn't think
Did we
about
just
the
feed
blight.
the blight? Did we
I
just use
think
fed
we
the
just
blight?
fed the blight.
I didn't think about that at all.
I didn't think about the blight either. I just wanted my friends to eat
Tim,
delicious,
I
delicious
thought it was
meat.
gonna
Taking
be like a
advantage of
goofy thing.
sweet Gully's curiosity.
Oh.
Like, you monster.
It was good though.
I guess that's not a cannibal. And whatever the reference would be, but that you changed my best friend. Why?
She's just a little hungry. It's no big
Oh,
deal.
no.
Just a little hungry. Wow. Okay.
Oh, that's so bad.
I did, to be fair, I did give Tim carte blanche earlier to be like, hey, whatever the blight does to Gully is okay. I am here for the ride. We did talk about it beforehand. Didn't expect to be hungry for meat, but here
Oh,
we
no.
go.
Now it's gonna be
Whoa.
Veyron, Owen, and Gully taking these little walks.
Gully's like, let's go. I know where the Thank you all
Ugh.
so much for hanging out with us tonight. We are from Blackwater D&D in this beautiful, wonderful partnership campaign. We're so happy to be here. This is session 4 for us, and we've got 4 more of these. So please come back and hang out with us here every Sunday for the next month. And we are, this is fantastic. If you like what you see here, come hang out with us on Saturday nights as well for our main campaign, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, over at twitch.tv/BlackwaterDND. And we also have a bunch of other stuff that we stream on Wednesdays as well. It's just a very fun time. We say good night at this show by giving you some little rotting hearts for your week. So thank you all very much. Go get yourself some meat snacks, I guess. We'll see you next week.
Or some broccoli.
I'm
There
gonna
were
take
some
this heart.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.